Welcome back everyone to the Nora Show. I have a very short amount of time today, but I think that I can actually get a pencil skirt done in the amount of time I have today. And that makes me very happy. This has been on my list of things to do, and I keep on getting distracted with silk and 1920s nightgowns and lingerie and lace. So we're going all the way back to my original goal of make 4 skirts with my brand new shiny and accurate skirt sloper, and this will be the final skirt to prove that this is correct. Once I have that proven that it's correct, and I don't want to make any tiny tweaks, because if there is something to change on this, it's tiny. It's really not that much. But I have a perfection desire here. So we're gonna do this one more time. And this fabric is absolutely lovely. I have had this for forever. I am very sure this is thrift store material. I am having a feeling that it is actually perhaps an upholstery fabric, but it's also thin and lighter weight than it looks. And I think that for a structured pencil skirt that is fitted, this material will very likely maintain its shape on a very nice level, and I think this is going to look very nice actually. I think this will serve me well, and this color is really, really pretty. Now when I cut this out, I'm going to take a look at the pattern, because I could either go one way or the other, and I'm gonna look at how much fabric I can conserve to perhaps be able to have enough not to produce an entire jacket, but perhaps do trim on a jacket or a hat, or maybe a matching hat and a purse, so that you can do the matchy match thing, which I'm a huge fan of. I like the matchy match. It looks really well pulled together. I wish there was still ability to go to a store and get a matching purse and a hat and shoes, like easily. Like this was a common thing. I really wish this was a common thing, that you could actually have those things match with pretty patterns and fabrics. I think that would be really neat. And I know that's not popular now, whatever, I like it. Okay, I've also lost my zipper bag. I have no idea where my copious amount of zippers, it just poofed. I have a feeling that it's in one of the lace boxes. That would make sense. I seem to have cleared out all of my trim out of my sewing closet and consolidated everything into the lace boxes. Again, that makes sense. I need to go through there very diligently, get out the zippers and put them underneath here. If I cannot find them easily, however, I think that this is one of the times that I am more than willing to actually go to Joann's very quickly and pick up exactly what I want. I'm fairly sure that I do not have an appropriate color for this, so I'm not going to fight this too much. What else? Let's sew. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Go down to the description. I include as many links as I can think of for any of the materials or products that I'm using. There's also my Patreon link down below. click on it, join me on Discord. Okay, I'm going to give myself plenty of room on the hem so that I can land this exactly where I want. One of the biggest challenges that I have had regarding all of this has been figuring out what length I want everything, just on a personal aesthetic level, as well as just simply measuring myself. So I'm going to give myself 2 to 3 extra inches on the bottom of this pencil skirt to determine exactly where I want it to land. I'm going to give myself 32 inches, and that's enough to do a very nice hem on the inside and to give myself plenty of wiggle room on deciding exactly where I want it to land. I may not finish the hemming of this today, but if I could get this, but the hemming on this is going to be so small. I did the circle skirt. This is nothing. I can do this. Plus, I think this material is going to be brilliant to sew with. Okay, this is my double inverted pleat paper to help me figure out exactly what it is that I'm doing here. All right, this is my fold seam. I'm sorry, the fold area of my fabric. I have 2 inches and then I have 3 inches. I'm sorry that the lines are so light. It's very difficult to get the fabric markers to actually show up on this fabric. It's very strange. All right, I'm going to sew all the way down and hit this with so much starch and hot iron that it stays. Then I'm going to take this part right here and pop it forward, and that's the first pleat, okay? And this is a reverse box pleat. Now, that would be the top, that's the first part. Okay, let's fold that back out. So that's the 2 inches right here. Now we have to deal with the 3 inches. The part that flips up right here, these little edges, that's the rest of this material. So we're just gonna, for those 3 inches, I'm going to end up sewing a line all the way down here, and then pop it open, and this is the other seam line, and I'm going to boom and then plunk, and that, and these 2 little flaps right here is the rest of the material that goes out to the hip. So this will be the back of the skirt and how that opens. Most likely what I'm thinking is that I'm going to keep it sewn together a certain amount from the top of this. From the top of this down, so maybe from here to here, and then I'll experiment with it. Once this skirt is done, I'll be able to take the seam ripper and go up, and then I'll secure it wherever it is that I want it to be secure. if I was really feeling fancy, this is where I would take a strip of material that is a contrasting color and drop it in there. Now, I'm going to reserve the right to do that at some point, because if this turns out really nice and I can make a jacket to go over this, I will take the contrasting color and plan on taking a 2-inch wide strip of material, sliding it all the way up somehow, and then maybe hand stitching it in so that when I'm standing there, you don't see it. And then when I walk, you'll see it you'll just see it right there. I think that would be lovely. This is the back of the skirt. It has a seam all the way down. This is the inside of the skirt, and this part, this huge amount of bulk, is about to become an inverted double box pleat. So you've got this one and you've got this one. I am really hoping that this is showing up well on the camera. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take the middle of it, one pleat, and then open up this one and push it down, and in the end it's a multi-sandwiched concept. And obviously an iron would be a great idea, and that becomes part of the waistband on the inside. And then after everything is said and done and I have everything fitted, I will then take a stitch ripper and go up to the point that I want it to actually open up. So what I'm actually thinking is probably 2 inches below the low hip. All right, let's see what happens here. This is the amount of material that I have left. That's 1 yard. 1 yard and 20 inches in this direction. And then on the selvage edge, like 39 inches. So, I don't know anything. I'm going to fold this up, put this in my sewing closet, and think about this pretty much at any other time. I have no clue what or when. There's a lot of options. There's just a lot, and I love having options. That's the leftovers. This is the back of my skirt. This is the inside of the back of my skirt. I've got 2 darts. I've got a double inverse box pleat. Let me say that again. Double inverse box pleat. I feel very clever. I also feel very, very confident about this. I vaguely remember having a skirt at some point that the pleat that was in the skirt had a little bit of stitching on the edges of the pleat, so that when you ironed it, it was always perfect. No matter what, it was perfect. So it was just this tiny, tiny seam just catching it where the edge of their pleat, when it opens up, it's going to go right back to where it's supposed to go. I loved that. I loved that in that skirt. So that's what I've done here, from the top to the bottom. Now, as I said when I began this, I was going to run the seam all the way to the bottom. I am fitting the entire skirt to me without the pleats opening at any point in here. This material it's industrial. I'm gonna have a really, I mean, this thing is not even coming apart here. I mean, this is, I am very sure that I am making a skirt out of upholstery material right now. You know what? It's so pretty and green. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I also think that this is incredibly long on me. Oh, that's on the back. I'm holding that up wrong. Okay. Here, everyone, you can look at my butt now. Okay, here. All right. So that's where we are, and this is going to come in, and it's going to be very, very, I mean, this is going to be up and down. And this pleat is going to open up very nicely for me to walk. I think that this is going to have a very pencil effect. It is going to be very, very fitted. I need to make sure that I like where this lands all the way down. I still have no idea where my zippers are right now. I'm not sure that I'm going to finish this project today, but I do know that I need to get a video up. The kids went back into distance learning for two of their days last week, and it's very hard to actually get a day of filming in and also have them home for the distance learning. It's just hard, and they just quite simply come first every single time, without question. Okay, that's not up for debate. And so, really like this pleat. I feel very clever about this. All right, I'm just going to keep filming, and wherever I land, I'm sure that I will have something to put together. Okay. Oh, front. Let's talk front. Let's look front. Okay. I know I sniff a lot. I'm allergic to Mr. Watson. I'm on a lot of drugs for that. Oh, it's not his fault. He's wonderful. Oh, I really like the pattern. I love this green. Okay. So this is the front, and again, I haven't done a serger or anything. I mean, like, I need a zipper. And I need to figure out what I'm doing for the waistband. I've been doing a lot of the thing where it just looks like this. Done quite a few of those. I'm tempted to do a waistband. However, with this box pleat, this is where I normally put the zipper. This is always where I put the zipper. I always put the zipper in the back. And I'm a little worried about doing a zipper on my hip because, I mean, I've got a hip thing and having a zipper like that, and if it's not a very lightweight zipper, I think it's going to get bunchy and whatnot. I think I actually don't care if I have a green zipper in my stash that I can't find. I think I actually need to go to Joann's and get a lightweight zipper that's very, very flexible and that can smoothly hug the hip, because if I don't, I think this is going to look terrible. Now, a clever person would know how to insert a zipper here. And you can see I'm trying to do the origami in my head, where you keep the pleat, put the zipper in here, but you're not slicing it all down, so that somehow you unzip it and it accordions out on part of it, not both pleats, just one pleat, and then it can zip up and it all goes back up. But the question, and hypothetically that sounds right until you start thinking about the top part of this, because the top part of this, you would then again, you want to have one line of fabric. You don't want to have something where you're going to, and then it's going back, and that's your waistband. You need to have a single waistband. And I'm not at all looking at the camera because I'm really thinking, and that was very much a, wow, I'm thinking in my head, So no, I am not entirely sure how I would put a zipper here. If I come up with something, I'll let you know. So as it is, the zipper needs to come in on the side. I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't plan ahead that much. Or at least I try to plan ahead, and I don't know, the calendar laughs at me or the mood takes me and I end up doing something else entirely different. So whatever. It's not like I'm gonna run out of projects and go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for my film? No, I've got plenty to sew. That's not even a question. The question is, I've got a lot of competing projects. That's my problem, not a lack of projects. I have all of them. Like, how many projects do you have? All. I have all of them. All right. All right, let's do this. Okay, this will be side number 1. I think that I need to bring in this side a little bit more. I can already tell because this is over a skirt. Okay, but I've got the darts in. I decided to just do a zigzag stitch down the side of it. Getting out the serger seemed like a lot more work and mess because there's always that fluff that gets everywhere from the knife. I'm like, I don't think that's worth it. So I just did a zigzag stitch. I think that's going to be more than enough. I like where this is going so much. And everyone just came home. I'm done filming. I'll see you next week.